Fellas, it's once again Golf time. Since the new Golf has been released quite a while ago and we looked at the GTI a few weeks ago, these are the hybrid versions. This is the ETSI, it's a mild hybrid. Then on the other side we have the e-hybrid, which is a plug-in hybrid, and this beauty, which is like the top version, the GTE. So I'd say, let's get driving.
With more than 35 million units built, the Golf is one of the highest volume vehicles on the market. So it's no surprise VW included it into its new electromobility strategy.
So what do we got here in the Golf e-hybrid? The combination of the two motors gives a total power output of 150 kilowatts, 204 horsepower. That's pretty good for such a compact car. And with that you can go from 0 to 100 in like 7.4 seconds, and the top speed is 220 kilometers an hour, which provides some good driving specs in almost every situation.
From the outside, the e-hybrid looks like a regular Golf. The headlights have a slim, sporty look, just like the aerodynamic air intakes with accents in body color and chrome. The style version of the e-hybrid comes with 17-inch light alloy rims as standard and a wheelbase of 2.61 meters. The charging flap for the power connection is located above the left wheel housing. Thanks to the roof spoiler in body color and black trim elements, the rear looks dynamic. The e-hybrid lettering in chrome and blue at the rear reveals the electrified drive. The interior is kept minimalistic and appears spacious. The simple center console contains the shifter and plenty of storage space for the journey. The Digital Cockpit Pro instrument cluster comes as standard with a high-resolution 10-inch color display and the large screen of the navigation system. In the front are high-quality sport seats with durable fabric and a center armrest. The trunk has a volume of 381 liters and can be expanded to 1,237 liters.
The predecessor of the Golf e-hybrid and the GTE had 5 different driving modes, and those were now compressed into 2, either fully electric or hybrid mode. And then of course you can do changes to the hybrid mode, like preserve battery capacity. That is particularly interesting if you plan to do a longer trip, so you can drive with the combustion engine on the highway, and if you get into the city you can then change back into electric mode because you saved the battery capacity while you were driving. Driving around purely electric feels pretty comfortable because the car is comparatively silent. The only thing you will have to remember is that in purely electric mode you can go to a maximum of 130 kilometers an hour. Everything more, the combustion engine will come on and then you're back at it again. Of course, it's electric, the torque is directly there, so quite a bit of fun starting off from the traffic lights. So how does it feel driving the Golf e-hybrid? Of course, it feels mostly like driving a regular Golf. It is a pleasant drive, you have quite a bit of comfort, you have a little more sportiness than with your regular Golf, but of course that's due to the electric motor, 350 Newton meters of torque. That's quite a lot and it feels pretty sporty.
The mild hybrid ETSI is available with either a 1 or 1.5 liter gasoline engine with 110 or 150 horsepower. According to the manufacturer, the consumption is between 4.5 and 4.8 liters per 100 kilometers. Prices start at just under 30,000 euros in Germany. But now for the Golf GTE.
As I said earlier, the GTE is like the highest form of hybrid vehicle you will get in the Golf lineup. Of course, you can hear it by the name GTE, that's close to GTI, which is the sport version of the Golf. And it also feels pretty sporty. I mean, you have 245 horsepower, 180 kilowatts, and that will take you from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.7 seconds, top speed 225 kilometers an hour. That's pretty good.
With its distinctive aerodynamic look and the blue trim strip that extends from the Volkswagen emblem across the entire front to the LED headlights, the GTE is already noticeable from the outside. The optional fog lights are X-shaped in the honeycomb grid. The side profile did not change much, the powerful C-pillar continues to be the characteristic element. The large rims, the spoiler on the edge of the roof and the chrome clasp instead of the visible tailpipes have a sporty look. The interior of the GTE is very similar to the GTI, except that the typical accents that can be found on the steering wheel and the seats are not red but blue instead. The center console features the shifter and a lot of storage space for the journey. The GTE also comes as standard with the Digital Cockpit Pro instrument cluster.
So how does it feel to drive the Golf GTE? Sportier than the Golf e-hybrid as expected. Feels a little harder, so you can drive into curves a little faster, and of course with the high torque of 400 Newton meters that the engines produce, that's quite a blast. Of course, since both of these hybrid models are plug-in hybrids, you will have to charge those, and VW knows that, and that's why they decided to build more than 35,000 charging points all across Europe until 2025.
In Germany, anyone who wants to buy a GTE will have to pay around 41,700 euros, but the green car incentive will save you up to 6,750 euros.
My hybrid Golf test drives are over, and I must say I really like the e-hybrid and the GTE. The e-hybrid, with its starting price of around 40,000 euros in Germany, is not exactly a bargain, but with government incentives, since it's an electric car, you will always save a buck. But I must say, if I had to choose, I'd choose the GTE, because it's only around 2,000 euros more in Germany, and it looks so much better than the other Golfs. I'd go for this one.